So, welcome you all to the Sunday Bhagavad Gita classes. We are in the chapter 3 of Bhagavad Gita, and the chapter 3 of Bhagavad Gita is known as
Three.
Karma Yoga.
Karma
Karma
Yoga.
Yoga means working in Krishna
Krishna
consciousness.
consciousness.
So, there are 4 divisions in this chapter, and the acronym is TREE. T stands for Tyaga, and R stands for the rungs, E stands for the exemplary, and other E stands for the enemy. So we saw in the section of Tyaga, Arjuna was not willing to fight on the
Fight.
reasons of he thought that this particular act is a Gora, it's a very, very abominable act. While Krishna says Krishna consciousness or Bhakti Yoga is more superior, so, because he says in the Bhagavad Gita, Durena hevaram karma buddhi yogi tvimamstrano. Keep away all the abominable activities away and engage yourself in the Krishna consciousness or Buddhi Yoga. So, Arjuna is misunderstanding Krishna consciousness to be an inertia, means doing nothing. But did Krishna approve that? No.
He did not
So
approve.
Krishna
No.
says, whatever process one follow, because Krishna gave all the 4 process in the chapter 2, Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, Bhakti Yoga. So Arjuna got confused. He thought that Krishna is giving different goals. He did not understand that they are all the same path. He got confused with the different ways Krishna has given. Therefore, Krishna is clarifying that Sankhya Yoga and Bhakti Yoga, the goal is the same. It's not going to be different. But in the purport, Prabhupada is clarifying that Bhakti Yoga is more simple and practical process. Sankhya Yoga, it is not that it is wrong. It is time taking. It is very, very strenuous. But that doesn't mean that the goal is different, right? So therefore, they are one and the same. So whatever yoga you do, the end path is only Krishna. At the same time, Prabhupada gives a very beautiful wordings here, quote, that philosophy without religion is a speculation, and religion without philosophy becomes a fanaticism, right? If somebody is just asking us, you chant, and you do not know even the reason why do you chant, and if that is the case, if you do not know, then won't it look like a fanatic?
Yeah.
We see many people, who are following the pseudo religion. They follow so many habits fanatically without any reason, right? Like I gave an example also in the class. Once in the marriage, it so happened that, one of the cat was roaming around. So that cat was kept inside the basket so that, the cat will not roam away, because we have that shagun, right? If the cat goes in front of us, it's considered to be a bad shagun. So
Bad.
to curtain the cat was kept in the basket. But the daughter, the same lady, after she got married, when she got daughter, she thought that if there is a marriage ceremony, it is important to keep a cat in the basket. So there was no cat in the daughter's marriage, but she somewhere managed to get a cat, and she ensured that she keeps the cat
in
in
the
the
basket.
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 Because so this is a fanatism, right? Without any reason, we just follow certain things. Those things is condemned. But right now, this is an authorized process. Chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra is the authorized process, right? Yajnai Sankirtanai Praye Yajanti Sumedasa. It is there in Srimad Bhagavatam. Krishna Varnam Trisha Krishnam Sango Pasha Shashanam Yajnai Sankirtanai Praye Yajanti Sumedasa. The Yajna of the current Yuga is Sankirtana Yajna. And which type of people does that? Sumedasa. The most intelligent people take up this process of Sankirtana Yajna. And Krishna is warning Arjuna from being in inaction. He says that Sharira Yatrapi, in this journey of the body, right from the birth till the time a person is taking his last breath, there is some activity happening. So you cannot refrain yourself from activity. At the same time, Arjuna giving up the warfield and going to the forest and taking sannyasa may become a pretender, because he is a grahastha, and we have in the Varnashrama Dharma, after grahastha comes Vanaprastha, and then sannyasa is the fourth order of the society. So there is a gradual detachment that happens after grahastha in the Vanaprastha, where the husband and wife they go to the pilgrimage and they spend in the home, they train the children. So there is a gradual detachment that is happening. So detachment all of a sudden may also look like a pretender, mithyachari. So Krishna is condemning that and therefore say that do your work with sincerity. That is better than giving up the work. And in the end of the division 9 sloka, Krishna is saying that the work, whatever the work we do for ourselves, leads to bondage. But whatever work we are doing for
For
Krishna
Vishnu.
as a yajna will help us to come out of the bondage. So the art of work is do your work, but offer all your work as an offering to Krishna, keeping Krishna in the center. So when we do our work with Krishna in the center, that work will liberate us. But when we are just working for our own selfish desire, the same work will bind us. While work is inevitable, each and every one of us should work. But how do we work? That's what Krishna says. And in the second division, when Krishna is starting with the divine arrangement which Krishna has given, what did Krishna do in the beginning of the creation? He has sent demigods and he has also sent human beings. Who are the demigods?
He
They are the
empowers the living. Yeah.
authorized personalities who are given certain tasks to run the material affairs. And they are also servants of Krishna. The
Krishna.
demigods, they are not independent. Only Krishna is the only Parampurusha who is independent. It is there in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Bigna Swarat. Swarat is only applicable for Krishna, the complete independence. We being the part and parcel of Krishna, we are also given independence. But how our independence is? Very, very minute. We have
Mine.
a minute independence, and with that minute independence, we are exercising our desires. Right. So somebody asked Krishna, okay, why does Krishna wants us to suffer? If Krishna wants, he can make everybody as a devotee at one go. Why should he make us to suffer? But if Krishna is just automatically controlling the people, then where is the question of independence that a jiva has? What is the difference between the stone and the living entity?
Yeah.
The stone is jada, right? But the living entity has certain independence, a minute independence, which Krishna does not take it away, right? For example, from our own children, we sometimes feel very happy when the children do whatever we want them to do. But instead of them, a child, we can have a robo and who is acting as our child, who listens everything that we say. We know that we are the one who are controlling that. Will we be happy?
Mm.
Will that give happiness? No. But when the child is really, really understanding and rendering the service to the parents and to Krishna, will that give us more happiness or having a robot and telling the robot, do this, do that, robot like child? And we know that we are the controllers, right? So, therefore, Krishna is giving us this divine arrangements. So, he has given us this process of yajna. So, by satisfying the demigods, what happens when the demigods are satisfied? They give us all things that we need profusely, like rain, sunlight, water, air. Everything is given by them. So work in cooperation with them. But here there is one problem. What is the problem? How many demigods are there?
There are many.
There are 33,000 crores
That it,
demigods,
mm.
according to the Shastras, who are employed in various universal functions. Is it possible for us to
Yeah.
satisfy each and every demigod? No.
No.
Therefore, for the devotee, the best way is to
Surrender to
worship
Krishna.
Krishna, because
Krishna.
Krishna says that Bhoktaram Yajna Tapasam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. Who is the
He is
Yajna
the
Purusha is Krishna only, and he
Krishna
is the
himself.
proprietor of all the three
Lokeshwara.
verses. Krishna Sarvaloka Maheshwaram Sukritam Sarvabhutanam, and he is a well wisher of all the living
All.
entity. Yatva mam shantim richati. Knowing this, one can be peaceful. So by offering it to Krishna, all the 33,000 crore demigods become satisfied. Because the demigods are also the limbs of the Krishna's body. Because everybody is part and parcel of Krishna. Mamaivamsho jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana. Krishna says in the 15th chapter, we are all his part and parcels.
Parcel.
Manashishtani indriyani, but because of our uncontrolled mind and senses, we are suffering. So when we are in our actual understanding that we are the part and parcel of Krishna and his eternal servant, then we will be also situated in the transcendental platform. But for those people who cannot understand the supreme personality of Godhead, Krishna has given this arrangement. At least, accept some authority. Don't think that you are the doer. गुणे प्रकृते क्रियमाणानि गुणै कर्माणि सर्वश अहंकारं विमूढ़ात्मा कर्ताहम इति मन्यते. What does the living entity, according to the, because of ahankar, what does the living entity thinks? I am the doer, right? When we are buying some groceries from the shops, today we think that we have money, therefore we bought the groceries. But have you ever thought that during this process of making food, how much efforts have gone through?
Mm.
Are we even able to understand that? At least previously, we used to go to groceries and buy it. Today, how do we get it? Through Amazon, through Zepto, through Blinkit. So we just think that all we need to have is some balance in the
In our
account. If we
account,
have it, we can get whatever we want.
we
Then
want.
what thing we come? Kartaham iti manyate. We will think that we are the doers. So
Karta.
rather, at least accept an authority. The
Mm.
demigods or the authorities who are providing you certain facilities. Acknowledge them and offer them gratitude. So at least come to that point. So this starts with the karma kanda process. At least karma kanda process is elevation from the animalistic life to the human life, where there is a basic process of at least offering us a gratitude and accepting an authority. It is very important for us to accept the authority. Today, with the chat GPT and with the AI, we see children also, they don't have to accept any authorities, because sometimes
Mm.
parents know certain things, we do not know certain things. Now what do the children do? They go to the chat gpt and they ask what to do, and chat gpt is guiding them. So do they even think that the parents or the source of the knowledge, we need to depend on them?
Wrong.
No,
No.
it is not happening. I see with my own daughter, if she wants to ask some question, she is not asking me now, she is directly asking the Gemini,
Chat GPT.
because
Gemini.
she knows that they will give a better answer. They think we are not knowledgeable enough. But while we were young, there was no phones, there was no GPS. If we want to go, if we have an exam center somewhere in the part of the city, our parents used to guide us, take this bus, get down in this bus, and go here, go there, right? So we were completely dependent on them.
Yeah.
Today there's no dependence on anybody to anyone. You can see how degrading the Kali Yuga is becoming.
Yeah.
So at least accept the authority and satisfy them, so that they will award the necessities of the life to us in a very profuse way. And Krishna says in the sloka number 12, what in case we do not give it as an offering? We have taken something from somebody and we are not returning
It is
that
a
back,
sin.
then
You
it is
become a
called that
thief.
stena, thief.
Sin.
We become a thief, because taking something from someone and not returning back is considered to be a theft.
Thief.
And in sloka number 13, Krishna says, what does the Shantas do? The devotees, they offer the food to Krishna. By
Krishna.
offering the food to Krishna, they become purified. Yagnashishta sinasanto muchyate sarva kilbishe bunjate tetvagam papam ye pachanyatma
Ipancha.
karanat.
Atmakara.
So, what does the Shantas do? By offering the food to Krishna, the food becomes sanctified. The food becomes
Does
purified.
not become
It
sinful.
becomes, and however, in the second line, he says that, but for
Mm.
those who are enjoying the food, without giving it as an offering it to Krishna, what will happen to them?
It is sinful. It
They
becomes
are just
sinful.
eating the sin. Because while during the process of cooking, unknowingly we commit so much of violence.
Yeah.
While grinding, so many germs are getting died. While boiling water, so many germs are getting died. While sweeping, so many germs are getting died. And we all have the first hand experience during Corona. We could
Hmm.
not see Corona, but Corona had its
It is there.
impact, right? People were getting infected, and it's a living organism, it's a microbe, right? So we are killing, we are doing so many kind of sinful activities, even though it may be innocently, right? Therefore, we are subjected to those sinful activities. However, the food that we cook, no matter however careful we are, but still we cannot stop ourselves from committing sinful activity by our own efforts. We can only become purified by taking shelter of Krishna, by depending on Krishna, on the authorities. We cannot become purified by our own self. Like we are walking right now in the road because it's the rainy season, there are so many small insects that are just scrolling around. It may be possible that we may step on
We
some of them.
stamp them. Yeah.
Yeah, we may stamp them. So are we not responsible for killing that
For the
insect?
sin. Yeah.
So, but
Yes.
for a devotee who is engaged always in Krishna consciousness, either by chanting, hearing, or smaranam, even that particular process, we are excused because our consciousness is properly situated with
Krishna.
Krishna. So, that is the art of the work. Everything that we do, it should become an offering it to Krishna, by which everything becomes purified. Krishna further says in the ninth chapter, Yad karoshi, yad dashnashi, yad juhoshi dadati, yad tapasyasya kaunteya, tat kurusva mad arpanam. Whatever we do, like Ekadashi, many people celebrate Ekadashi, but devotees celebrate Ekadashi to please Krishna. But those people who are not devotees celebrate Ekadashi in the Karma Kanda process, right? If I do
Hmm.
this, and this for the Ekadashi, Krishna will offer me such and such benediction. There is an Ekadashi Mahatmaya book which says that if you are following the Ekadashi like this, you will be offering benediction like this. Today is Putrada Ekadashi. So by following this, one can get a good
Putra.
son,
Yeah.
putra, right? Like that. But devotees are, why are we celebrating Ekadashi? Because it is a
To
day very,
satisfy
very dear
Krishna.
to Krishna,
Yeah.
to satisfy Krishna. So we can see that while we are doing activity, the consciousness with which we do the activity does not remain the same. Okay, in today's sloka, we will see the cycle of sacrifice. How does the cycle of sacrifice helps us to procure the grains and procure our necessities? Let's do that. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 3, text 14. अन्नात् भवन्ति भूतानि
Annad bhavanti bhutani.
पर्जन्यात् अन्नसम्भवः
Parjanyat anna sambhavah.
यज्ञात् भवति पर्जन्यो
Yajnat bhavanti parjanyo.
यज्ञकर्म समुद्भवः
Yajna karma samudbhavah.
अन्नात् भवन्ति भूतानि
Annad bhavanti bhutani.
पर्जन्यात् अन्नसम्भवः
Parjanyat anna sambhavah.
यज्ञात् भवति पर्जन्यो
Yagnat bhavati parjanyo.
यज्ञकर्म समुद्भवः
Yajna karma samudbhavah.
अन्नात् भवन्ति भूतानि
Annad bhavanti bhutani.
पर्जन्यात् अन्नसम्भवः
Parjanyat anna sambhavah.
यज्ञात् भवति पर्जन्यो
Yajnat bhavanti parjanyo.
यज्ञकर्म समुद्भवः
Yajna karma
Would
samudbhavah.
like to do this sloka?
Ataj I can do.
Please.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Bhagavad
Krishna.
Gita, chapter 3, text 14. Annat bhavanti bhutani
Annat bhavanti
भवन्ति
bhutani.
भूतानि
parjat parjanyat anna sambhavah
Parjanyat anna sambhavah.
yagnat bhavanti parjanyo
Yajnat bhavati
भवति
parjanyo.
पर्जन्यो
yagna karma samudbhavah
Yajna karma
कर्म
samudbhavah.
समुद्भवः
Annat from grains, bhavanti grow, bhutani the material bodies, parjanyat from grains, anna of food grains, sambhavah production, yagnat from the performance of sacrifice, bhavati becomes possible, parjanya rain, yagna performance of yagna, karma described duties, samudbhava born of. Translation: all living bodies subsist of sorry all living bodies subsist on food grains which are produced from rains are produced by performance of yagna, that is sacrifice, and yagna is born of prescribed duties.
Thank you,
Hare Krishna.
Mataji. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vikasa Swami Namini. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namini. Namaste Saraswati Devi. Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyata Desatarini. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare Hare,
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Ram,
Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Hare.
Hare Hare.
So this is the actual water cycle, not what we are learning from the school, right? Evaporation, condensation, and
Yeah,
precipitation. That's what we are learning from the school. But the actual cycle, how we get water, how we get rain is not just because of this scientific process or mechanical process. It is because by offering yajna. Okay, Annat Bhavati Bhutani. We are all sustaining because of the food grains. Without food
yeah,
grains, will we be able to sustain? No.
no,
Parjanyat Anna Sambhavaha. How are these food grains produced? Because of rains. If there is no rains, then there is no food grains, right? So we
yeah,
are sustaining on the grains, and the grains are produced because of the rains. And how is the rain produced? Yajnat bhavati parjanyo. The rain is produced because of performance of
Yag,
yajna.
Yagna,
And what is that yajna is? Actual yajna is karma samudbhava. Doing our prescribed
prescribed duties,
duty is called the yajna. Like we have four varnas and four ashramas. So
ashramas.
when people are properly situated in the particular varna and particular ashrama and do our prescribed duties, then automatically the yajna is performed. Right? Samsiddhir haritoshanam. Whatever we are doing in every varna and every ashrama, who should be pleased? Atasveshta Dvija Krishna. So it is Krishna who is satisfied in
Satisfied.
all the varnas and all the ashramas by doing your prescribed duties. So we get rain. And when we get proper rain, we get food. We are sustaining because of the food. Without food, life cannot sustain in the current situation, right?
Correct.
So the
Hmm.
Shastra says in Kali Yuga, the life is sustained because of the grains. However, in Dwapar Yuga, the life was sustained through blood. And in Treta Yuga, the life was sustained through bone marrow. And in Satya Yuga, the life was sustained through the bones. So, according to the different yugas, the life is sustained. Especially this Bhagavad Gita is more appropriate for people of the Kali Yuga, right?
Hmm.
So, for us, this Anna is very, very important.
Yeah.
So, we should know how we are getting the Anna. It is not just available because we put an order in Amazon and online. It is coming because of the rains.
Performance of the yagna.
Rains.
Yeah.
We do not,
Right.
people do not even know today. Even sometimes, people will not even know that cow produces milk today. They think
Hmm.
milk comes in a packet, right?
Yeah.
And zero knowledge how everything comes from. So,
Comes in.
therefore, it is important that we have to do our yajna. And what is the most simple and practical and yet powerful yajna of the Kali Yuga is
Hare,
Sankirtana yajna.
Hare
While it
Krishna.
is very difficult for us to follow the process of Varnashrama Dharma in the current society, it is not very easy. How many people, according to the Varnashrama Dharma, 50 years one has to take Vanaprastha? How many of us are able to retire at 50 years?
No.
Forget 50 years, even 60 years. Today, when you are actually attaining the retirement age, we see people are taking up so many other projects. They are not able to just remain at home and doing nothing, right?
Yeah.
Why? Because they think they don't know the higher purpose of life. They do not know the purpose of life is to surrender to Krishna. Instead of utilizing this time to understand the Shastras and to connect ourselves with Krishna, people get bored, right? And they
Yeah.
want to work till the last breath, right?
Yeah.
That is not there. So, Varnashrama Dharma is hardly followed today,
5 years.
right?
Yeah.
And Varna and Varnas or Chaturvarnam Maya system Guna Karma Vibhagasha. Krishna very clearly said that these four Varnas and Ashramas are according to the Guna and Karma, according to the nature
Mm.
of a person and according to the activities he does. There's nothing called Janma Karma. Krishna never gave something called a caste system. But these are the things which we have developed
We
it
have developed it.
ourselves
Yeah.
by saying that I am a Brahmin, I am a Vaishya, I am a Kshatriya, I am a Shudra. And we have different quotas also, right? Today,
Yeah.
for the people, even in our
Yes. Yes.
certificate, we need to know to which thing we belong to OC, OBC, or, you know,
Yeah.
SC, ST,
BC.
like that, you know. So, this is not the thing. This is because of our guna and karma. We are, this division is for us. Even today, children are suffering because they can't even study what they wanted, right?
Yeah.
Because today,
Because
children
of
are
the
studying
division.
what gives them money.
Yeah.
Money alone cannot give happiness, while certain amount of money is needed to keep the body and soul together. But if somebody is just working because this particular thing gives us money, then that gives us a depression, right?
Yeah.
So this is what this is beautiful sloka is giving us about the cycle of the sacrifice, right? Even when I was reading the sloka for the first time, I was immediately, being in the teaching industry and teaching science and other thing, I was thinking that all the time we teach the children only about this water cycle, right? Evaporation, condensation, and precipitation. Rain. But we do not know that the rain is coming because of the sacrifice.
Mm.
Once there was a severe drought in Hyderabad in 1975, and Prabhupada, along with his devotees, went there, and for one full day they performed Sankirtana
For
Yajna.
sex. Yeah.
Next day there
Correct.
was a pouring rainfall.
Yeah.
So it's a proven fact, by doing the Sankirtana Yajna, by satisfying Krishna, then everything comes profusely, right? Okay, Mataji, we'll go through the purport by Srila Prabhupada. Please read it.
Who are demigods? Srila Baladeva
Vibhu.
Vidyabhushana, a great commentator on the Bhagavad Gita, writes as follows: Ye Indriyan Indradya
Gataya Vastitam
Gataya
Yajnam
Vastikam Yagnam
Sarveshwaram Vishnum
Sarvesharam Vishnum Abhyacharya ta, uh, ta, tat
Chestam.
Chesham Ashnanti Tena Tat Deha Yatram Sambadhayanti Te Santa Sarveshwarasya Yagna Purushasya Bhakta Sarva Kilbishe Anadi Kala Vivridhe Atma Bhut आत्मानुभाव प्रतिबंधकै निखैले
Nikilai
पापै
Papai
निखिलै
Vimuchyate.
पाप विमुच्यते. The Supreme Lord, who is known as the Yajna Purusha or the personal beneficiary of all sacrifices, is the master of all the demigods who serve him as the different limbs of the body of the different bodies serve the whole. Demigods like Indra, Chandra, and Varuna are appointed officers who manage material affairs, and the Vedas direct sacrifices to satisfy these demigods so that they may be pleased to supply air, light, and water sufficiently to produce food grains.
We saw that Krishna said that, offer
Yeah,
sacrifices to the demigod so
yeah.
that when they get pleased, they give
I
us
get pleased.
all the things.
Yeah.
But actually speaking, these demigods, they are the part and parcel of Krishna. They are also
Krishna,
the limbs of the
the
body
limbs
of
of the
Krishna.
Krishna.
What does our hand do? The function of our hand is to serve the body.
Yeah.
Can they act on their own? If there is a
No,
screw
they
in a
can't.
machine, the screw will have its value as long as it is attached to the machine. The
Yeah.
same screw, when it is outside the machine, will it have any value?
No.
So, the duty of the part and parcel is to serve the whole. The finger, as long as it is attached to the body, it performs its function. The same finger, if we cut off from the body, will the finger have any value?
No.
It will have no value. So the part and parcel should serve the whole. So the demigods, being the part and parcel of Krishna, being the servants of Krishna, but they are greater trusted authorities by Krishna, so that he has given them a greater responsibility. In a class, there are 40 students. The teacher appoints few people as a leaders, right? Well,
Yes.
everybody is a student. That doesn't mean that all becomes a leader. Some
Correct.
trusted students are appointed as leaders.
Yeah.
So likewise, so these living entities who have done a lot of pious activity and who has won Krishna's heart through their administration, everything, they are given such responsibility. Actually, Indra is a post. Indra is not a person. Indra is a post. Indra, Chandra, Varuna, or appointed officers to manage the material affairs. Bhagavad Mahapuran says that Bali Maharaj will become the next Indra in the next
Hmm.
Manvatra. So Indra is not a person, Indra is also a post. Okay. Like how
Ma-
India is a country, and right now, Prime Minister Modi is the Prime Minister, right? Modi is a Prime Minister. But Modi is not India,
yeah.
right? India is there.
Correct.
So Indra is a position which is given. Where different living entity, when they meet up the position, they are appointed as Indra, Chandra, Varuna, like that. So these are
Okay.
certain posts given to the living entity. Okay.
Mataji, the
Yes.
somebody Oppo karke they are posted. I think there is a sound coming from them.
Yeah, yeah.
Can
I don't know. Yes, we have to. One second. I'll just mute it. Yeah,
Oppo,
yeah.
ha, this Oppo. You can just mute that.
Yeah, yeah. I muted Mataji. Yes.
Thank you.
Little bit of
If you can
disturbance
just,
was there. Yes.
yeah,
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 yeah. Yes, Mataji.
yeah. Why should we worship only Krishna? When Lord Krishna is worshipped, the demigods who are different limbs of the Lord are also automatically worshipped. Therefore, there is no separate need to worship the demigods. Yeah, that's what
Like
आपने
watering
बताया.
the roots, the entire
Yeah,
plant gets nourished by giving
correct.
food to the stomach. The entire body part works. We are not feeding our legs or hands separately. All we are doing
Yeah,
is feeding the stomach. So by worshipping Krishna, all the demigods are automatically pleased because they are all part and parcel of Krishna. So there is no
yeah.
need of worshipping them separately.
Prasada, the turning point. For this reason, the devotee of the Lord who are in Krishna consciousness offer food to Krishna and then eat, a process which nourishes the body spiritually. By such action, not only are past sinful reactions in the body vanquished, but the body becomes immunized to all contamination of material nature.
So what
Hmm.
is the easiest process for us is offer
To offer prasad,
Boga and
bhog,
take accept prashadam. So by
prasad,
taking prashadam, what happened? Our body is getting nourished spiritually.
nourished.
When we are only eating prashadam, then our consciousness is properly situated because the prashada purifies each and every cell, each and every tissue of our body. It is a purificatory food, it's a sacred food. And by taking that, two things happen. One thing is our past sinful activities also getting vanquished. We have all committed a lot of sinful activities. That's why we are taking repeated birth,
Birth.
right? And even our future activities. Why do we put vaccine? What does immunization means?
To
Preventing
protect
yourself
ourselves
from
from
the
preventing
diseases, right? So this prashada acts also as an
the
immunization, as a vaccine for the contamination of the
nation
material
of
nature. We
material
have
nature.
like three gunas: sattva guna, rajo guna, tamo
Satoguna
guna. So these are all the contamination of the gunas. So these gunas are binding us in this material world.
material
In the
world.
14th chapter, Krishna says, Urdhvam Gachanti Sattvatva. The Sattva people in Sattva Guna, they go to higher planetary system. Madhye Tishtanti Rajasa. The people in the
Ra-
Rajoguna,
Rajaguna,
they are in the
the
middle
middle,
planets like the earth. Adho Gachanti Tamasa. If you're in Tamasa Guna, you go to the lower planets.
lower
But whether
planet.
you're in Sattva Guna or Rajoguna or Tamoguna, you
You're
are
still in the
remaining
material.
within this material world. Therefore, we have to come to the stage called Shuddha Tattva, Shuddha Sattva, okay. Purified goodness. Just not goodness, it should be pure goodness.
Purified food.
But being in Sattva Guna, it becomes more easy to come to Vishuddha Sattva.
Yeah,
First, if
correct.
we are already in Sattva Guna, we can go to Vishuddha Sattva. Right, somebody is in fifth floor, somebody is in 10th floor, somebody is in 15th floor, and somebody is in 20th floor. So, for the person who is in the 15th floor, it's more easy to reach the 20th floor faster and easier, right? So if somebody is situated in the sattva guna, then it becomes more easy for us to go. Therefore, we are eating only the sattvic food,
Food.
the food which are in the mode of goodness. We prepare them and we
Offer
offer
it
it to
to
Krishna
Krishna
and we
and
accept
have
it
it
as
as a
a bhoga.
prasadam.
That's all.
Prasad.
Everything we eat, only very few prohibited food, especially like onion, garlic, mushrooms, and masoor dal is also, because of the high protein content, is considered as equivalent to the meat, because the more we consume protein, then the body actually comes to the mode of sense gratification. The body will try to enjoy the senses. The more powerful you are, you need to somewhere execute that. So therefore, devotee takes the protein also moderately, not even in an excess way, because immediately then the body will think in sense gratification. Okay, so these are the few prohibited food which we don't offer it to Krishna. Rest, any vegetarian food can be prepared, offered, and accepted as prasadam. Okay, powerful analogy. Yes.
Powerful analogy. When there is epidemic disease, the antiseptic vaccine protects a person from the attack of such an epidemic. Similarly, food offered to Lord Vishnu and then taken by us makes us sufficiently resistant to material affection, and one who is accustomed to this practice is called a devotee of the Lord.
So very beautifully
Yeah,
Prabhupada has given. Who
yeah.
is the devotee of the Lord? He only takes prasadam. It acts like a vaccine which protects us
Hmm.
from the epidemic disease. We all had the vaccine for COVID, right? It's not that we were suffering from COVID, because we wanted to prevent getting the COVID disease, right? So similarly, so these are the things. So this prasadam acts like a vaccine, and from material affection to material attachments. So the more we are only eating prasadam, then we will remain uncontaminated by material desires and material attachment. Because we can't be materially attached and spiritually advanced also. Suppose we are in
Hmm.
the boat and you are having rowing the boat, and the boat is not moving. Why the boat doesn't move? You're rowing, you're sitting in the boat, because it is anchored. An
Ah.
anchored boat, can it ever move? No matter whatever efforts we do. So similarly, the material attachment is like an
It's like
anchoring.
an anchor.
It just
Hmm.
keeps us binded. You do spiritual activities, at the same time we are attached to the material world, then we don't advance. We go one step forward and attachment will take us one step behind. Again we go forward, again we go behind. So we go forward, backward, and we really do not make proper advancement. We remain where we are with the material attachments. We may chant Hare Krishna, we may get some benefits because of chanting of Hare Krishna, but the goal of chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is to obtain Krishna Prema. That is our goal, not for any other purpose, right?
Yeah.
Yes, Mataji, continue.
Prasada acts like a vaccine. Therefore, a person in Krishna consciousness who eats only food offered to Krishna can counteract all reactions of past sinful reaction infections, or sorry, of past
Material
material
infection.
infections, which are impediments to the progress of self-realization.
See, the what is stopping us from performing devotional activities is because of our sinful activities. We are
Yeah.
not able to advance much or progress much. Therefore, how do we counteract our sinful activities? We have committed a lot of sinful activities in our previous lifetimes. Like Dhritarashtra, 50 lifetimes back, he killed like 100 baby birds and he was cursed. He will have 100 children, and all the 100 children will die in front of him. 100 sons, and they will die. And it took 50 lifetimes for him to get those 100 sons, because putra means the one who uh, takes us out from this material. They offer shraddha. They are the one who relieve us from this world. So putra means, so to get one son itself, one should have done some pious activity. You cannot get a son without performing a pious activity. So to get 100 sons, he has to do a lot of pious activity, so that all those
Hmm.
pious activity gets accumulated, and therefore after 50 lifetimes he got 100 sons. And all those 100 sons, because of the sin that he committed 50 lifetimes before, they all died right in front of him.
Front of him.
That's what. So we do not know how karma acts. Many people say, I'm very good person in this lifetime. Why something bad is happening to me? I have not done bad to
Past karma.
anyone, because we do not know about our past karma, what we have done. So this prashadam helps us in purification to counteract all the past material infection, because it is just because of our papa, because of our sinful activities, we are not able to advance in bhakti. When we chant, we feel sleepy. When we read, we feel sleepy and not having much taste for hearing and doing. This is all because of our sinful activities. So once we are out of the sinful activities, then in the purified stage, one will always think only about Krishna, right?
Consequences Consequence of neglect. On the other hand, one who does not do so continues to increase the volume of sinful action, and this prepares the next body to resemble hogs and dogs to suffer the resultant reactions of all sins.
Already we are committed sinful
Yeah,
activities, therefore we are taking birth. Now by eating unoffered food, by not offering it to Krishna, we are
we,
increasing the sinful activities.
we go
So
back.
when we
Yeah.
are increasing the sinful activities, we get a body of a dog or a hog. A hog is very happy eating the stool. Once Indra was cursed and he became a hog. And when his curse period was over and Brahmaji came to take him, he was refusing to go. He said, I'm very happy with my hog family, have a nice wife, nice children. So, how conditioned we are, whatever body we are, we think we are that and we become conditioned to that environment, right? So, and we have to suffer the resultant sinful activities, right? So if we are having a mentality of a dog, then we have to take a dog body. If we are having a mentality of a hog, then we have to take a hog body. So therefore, we need to understand how important it is for us to offer the food to Krishna.
Material world contamination. The material world is full of contaminations, and one who is immunized by accepting prasadam of the Lord, offer that is food offered to Vishnu, is saved from the attack, whereas one who does not do so becomes subjected to contamination.
We saw
Hmm.
that if we are not offering the food, then we are subjected to contamination. In
Contamination.
a contaminated state, we may not able to chant properly, we may not able to hear, or we may not make sufficient advancement in devotional service. Therefore, it's very
Services.
important for us to offer food to Krishna and accept it as a prasadam.
Prasadam.
Like a vaccine. How beautiful Prabhupada has given vaccine.
Yeah.
We all take
Analogy
vaccine to protect ourselves from the disease.
from the disease.
But we do not know that we are all in the materially infected disease. Material
Yeah.
world is because of the infection, right? How do we come out of this infection? By taking the vaccine. And the vaccine
Yeah.
is nothing but a prashada. Simple vaccine, right? No
Yeah.
bitterness, nothing. Very tasty, very palatable. All we need to do is take a little extra time. Cook for Krishna, offer and eat it. Anyway, we have to eat. Can we be without eating? Like, anyway, we have to work, work for Krishna instead of working for yourself. Anyway, we have to eat. Instead of eating for our own self, cook for Krishna, offer it. Another extra 10 minutes. That process, you have to take a separate plate, the plate that we do not use for ourselves. And whatever preparation we take a little bit of that and offer it to
Of
Krishna
put it
with
on
little bit of water, like
tulsi
that, with
and
tulsi leaf
tulsi.
and offer it. That's all. How difficult is it? Not at all difficult, right? It's
Yeah.
just a habit for us. We need to make it as a habit, right? Like some people, to clean the home perfectionists, they take so much of efforts to keep everything clean. They dust every moment, everything because they like to be clean. So this is for our own purification, where we are taking some extra 10 minutes in the day. Is it hard? No, it is not hard. It's
Hard.
just our consciousness. We should think that, okay, I am not the enjoyer. Krishna is the only enjoyer. By offering the food to Krishna, I am also paying my gratitude to all the other demigods also who are responsible to give me this food. And I am taking a sanctified food. Right? So dependence on agriculture.
Dependence on agriculture. Food grains or vegetables are factually eatables. The human beings eat different kinds of food grains, vegetables, fruits, etc. And the animals eat the refuse of the food grains and vegetables, grass, plants, etc. Human beings who are accustomed to eating meat and flesh must also depend on the production of vegetation in order to eat the animals. Therefore, ultimately, we have to depend on the production of the field and not on the production of big factories.
Even meat eaters. Even the
Yeah,
meat eaters, those animals, the poultry, how will they survive? Without the food grains, the poultry cannot survive. Those animals cannot grow also. So,
hmm.
indirectly, whether you eat food or whether you eat meat, whatever you eat, you are dependent on agriculture. One cannot say we cannot produce meat in the factory. We cannot produce grain in the factory. These are produced in the agricultural field, right? So, therefore, it is very important to understand that why this food is very important, and the food comes because of rain comes because of yajna, and yajna comes from the prescribed duties. And the prescribed duty of today is rain is not mechanical. Yes.
The rain is not mechanical. The field production is due to sufficient rain from the sky, and such rains are controlled by the demigods like Indra, Sun, Moon, etc. And they are all servants of the Lord,
So we just saw the water cycle. It's just not a mechanical. It is because of the demigods who are providing us because
providing
of
us
the
the production.
yajna. Yeah.
Law of nature. The Lord can be satisfied by sacrifices. Therefore, one who cannot perform them will find himself in scarcity. That is the law of the nature.
So the
Hmm.
scarcity comes not because of overpopulation or less land or anything. The scarcity comes because of not performing yajna, not
Hmm.
performing the prescribed duty. That is why the scarcity comes, right? Krishna can produce innumerable rains. Nityo Nityanam, Chetanas Chetananam. He is the supreme entity sustaining all the other entities. Like we saw in the previous age, I mean, few generations ago, women were not going to work, only the male goes to work, and there'll be like 10 people in the family. Was he not able to sustain the family?
Was able
No.
to
So,
manage.
and is Krishna is the supreme person. Eko bahunam
Hmm.
vidatati kamam. He is the one person, Eko, who is sustaining all the other living entities.
Entities.
Right? So, if you are satisfying Krishna, if you are satisfying, then automatically we will get profuse supplies. Then there won't be any scarcity at all. Yes.
Sankirtana Yagna. Specifically the Sankirtana Yagna prescribed for this age, must therefore be performed to save us at least from scarcity of food supply.
So if you want to do the Sankirtana Yajna, Yajne Sankirtana Praya Yajanti Hi Sumedasa. So this Sankirtana Yajna, when it is performed, like we saw in practically how there was a profuse rainfall. So one
In
has to
Hyderabad.
do, yeah, Hyderabad. So practical and the most simple, easy and the powerful way for all of us is to perform the Sankirtana Yajna. Two things we do. With the tongue, we chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, and with the tongue, we
And with the
accept the
also
prasadam.
eat.
Ata Sri Krishna Nabadi na bhaved grahya indira. With our current senses, we cannot understand Krishna. Na bhaved grahya indira. Our senses are not purified enough to understand Krishna. Sevon mukohi jigvaho. So where does the seva starts? With the tongue. With the tongue, we accept prasadam and we chant. By doing that, then we can understand Krishna. Otherwise, we cannot understand Krishna. Our
Understand
pleasant
Krishna.
sense or very blunt that we cannot understand. Therefore, Krishna came in the form of stone, in the form of marble, this wood, so that we can render service to him. Okay, but Archa Vigraha is not different from Krishna himself. So the Sankirtana Yajna, Kalikale, Namarupe, Krishna Avatar. Krishna has descended in the form of the holy name in the Kali Yuga especially. And the other sloka, Krishna also says that Manda Sumanda Matayor, Manda Bhagya. So this Kali Yuga, the Manda Sumanda Matayor, the Mati is Manda, everything is Manda. So, Kale Dosho, Nide Rajan, Asti Eko Mahan Guna. Kali Yuga, which is full of faults, there is only one great quality. What is that? Only the Sankirtana Yajna. That's
Sankirta
the
Yajna
only thing that is thing. Otherwise,
in Kali
Kali
Yuga.
is full of faults. अस्ति एकोन महान गुण कीर्तनादस्य कृष्णस्य मुक्त संग परम व्रजेत. By rendering
By
kirtana to Krishna,
Kirtanas
we
to
get
Krishna.
liberated from all kind of contaminations. The only solution in the Kali Yuga is performing Sankirtana. There is no other way. Harer Nama, Harer
Nirma
Nama,
Hari.
Harer Nama, Eva Kevalam. Kalau Nasti Eva, Nasti Eva, Nasti Eva, Gatir Anyata. There's no
Three
Gati,
times
there's
a
no
day.
way other than chanting the Harina.
Hare Nam.
Yeah. So Gita lessons, life depends on the divine system. Yajna sustains the nature. We are the divine system, right? Grains are produced by rain. Rain is produced because of sacrifice, and sacrifice comes from the prescribed duty. Vishnu is the ultimate enjoyer. Bhoktaram yajna tapasam. So offering purifies life. We cannot purify life by our own efforts, not just by keeping the food in microscope and disinfecting the food can protect us. Who can only protect us? Only Krishna can protect
Protect
us, right?
us.
It can purify us, our life. It cannot be happening by our own efforts.
Hmm.
And neglect leads to scarcity and suffering. We just saw if we are not performing yajna, then there will be a scarcity. We say overpopulation. That's not the actual reason. There are so many lands available. Where is the question of overpopulation, right? Have you ever seen in any forest ecosystem any animal died because of scarcity of food? Have you ever
No.
heard an elephant died in Amazon forest because of lack of food? An ant died in this forest because of this. Have you ever heard? No. We have disturbed the ecosystem and everything completely, because of which there is scarcity and poverty and everything, right?
Yeah.
So bhakti
So
is the highest yajna.
I guess Yajna.
Okay, so most and practical tips is offer food without before eating, chant daily Hare
Chant
Krishna Maha
Hare
Mantra,
Ram.
live with gratitude, offer the
Gratitude.
gratitude. This offering boga is also a offering the gratitude. Bless
Gratitude.
Krishna, you have given me all these things. Let you be the
Hmm.
enjoyer first. You
Hmm.
enjoy and then I will take it, right? So let Krishna respect natural resources, right? And perform your duties sincerely, because yajna comes from performing the prescribed duties. So we have
Duties.
to do our prescribed duties sincerely. There are two duties. One is doing our own prescribed duty, other duty is parodharma, rendering our service to Krishna. So by doing so, we can be happy living in this world. Bhakti mamchayo vyabhicharena bhakti yogena sevata sagunan samatitan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. One can live in the Brahma Bhuta stage, right? Transcendental
Hmm.
stage, living here by connecting ourselves always with Krishna. And by doing this process of Bhakti Yoga, we may be suffering, but we will be still not affected by that. Suffering is inevitable. Everybody has to suffer in this world. That's the nature of the whole world. Krishna stamped in Bhagavad Gita this world as Dukkalayam. Then where or why are we expecting Sukh? Right?
Hmm.
You're going to the shop to get something, and if it is not available in that shop, how much ever you search, will you ever get it? we are not going to get
No.
it, right? So similarly, we are all searching
In
happiness, which is
Dukkale
not there here. But we are keep on searching in the entire search, the life itself goes,
goes up.
right? So that is very important for us to understand that the purpose of life is for human form of life is for higher purpose to connect ourselves with Krishna, knowing that
Krishna.
we are eternal servant of Krishna,
Servants of
Jivera
Krishna.
Swarupoi, Krishnera Nityadas,
Krishna and
and
Nityadas.
render the loving devotional service to Krishna. By doing
Krishna.
so, even living in this material world, one can be living happily. He says in Bhagavad Gita, Raja Vidya, Rajaguhyam, Pavitram idam muktamam, Praktakshavāgamam dharmam, Susukam kartum avyayam. This Bhakti Yoga process is Susukam, performed very joyfully. After chanting Hare
Hmm.
Krishna Mahamantra, all of us are giving additional time for Krishna. But is anybody feeling sad? Aren't we not more happy taking up this Krishna consciousness now than before?
Ji Mataji.
Yes.
Yes,
So
yes.
this process itself is Bhakti. Raja Vidya, it is giving us Susukam. It is performed very joyfully. Okay. And even in Bhagavatam, Krishna says, Nigama kalpataror galitam phalam sukamukad amrita dravya samyutam pibata Bhagavatam rasamalayam. In this Dukkalayam, Bhagavatam acts like a
Rasamalayam.
rasamalayam. So we need to take help of the resources, the Guru, Sadhu and Shastra, and make our life valuable and go back home, back to Godhead. Utilize this
Godhead.
human form of life that we got. Okay. Any questions or any realizations?
No, Mataji.
Anybody has?
Anyway, last week actually was, see, because of the sinful reactions for food grains that we
Mm.
mentioned last
Mm,
week.
mm, mm, mm,
So whatever I see, I didn't, as far as
mm,
possible, I ensured that I don't have any food outside. Mostly office
mm.
mein hota hai, so I don't do that.
Okay. So
So
some
I took
changes you have
everything from,
brought in your
yeah,
life.
mindfully I have done
Yeah.
it. See, it is
Mm-hmm.
very difficult, Mataji. I'm not saying
Mm-hmm.
it's very difficult for me. At least
Correct.
for me, I can see it is
Yeah.
very, very difficult. Every time to remember, Mataji,
Mm.
is very difficult for me to every time remember
Mm.
and just consciously, because if somebody suddenly gives a biscuit, for example,
Mm. Mm.
in
Mm.
office
Mm.
they eat
Yeah.
and they
Yeah.
just give,
Yeah.
we automatically
Take it.
in
Yeah.
that involvement of that chat, we
Yeah.
immediately go and take. So
Yeah. Yeah.
then to come back and then realize it takes some
Mm.
time,
Yeah,
Mataji. So
yes,
I think
Mataji,
that
correct. It is a practice.
uh,
That's why we call that as sadhana bhakti. So consciously we
hmm,
should try. Even for me, when the first Ekadashis, when I started, my daughter was very small, like 2 years like that. So I used to give her some biscuits and everything. And what we as a mother do, whatever is left over, we will put it
we
in our
eat,
mouth.
put in our stomach.
So
Yes.
there are Ekadashis where I broke unknowingly, just giving her the biscuits and whatever she left, I have eaten like that. Some 2, 3 Ekadashis, I just lost it in spite of endeavoring, to keep. So, in the initial stage, that's what I'm saying. When we are not properly situated, it takes time. I completely agree with you. But at
And
least let's strive. Let's
yeah,
strive for
yeah.
our best. Yeah.
And it becomes easier, Mataji, when we are actually associated with
Devotees.
like-minded people.
Correct.
Yeah,
Yes.
it becomes easier because
Mm,
things just happen, Mataji. That way
mm,
just comes just like that. Yeah,
mm,
I'm just
mm,
seeing it
mm,
just
mm,
comes.
mm, mm, mm.
But people who are not in that night, for me to
No,
go
no.
back,
For all of us,
it takes more.
Mataji, that's why Sangha, Sadhu Sangha makes a very big difference in our
Uh,
lives. This 5 limbs of devotion, as given in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, we discussed. One is chanting, another is reading
chanting,
Bhagavatam, Sadhu Sangha, deity worship, and Mathuravasi. These five are
Maturasi.
the most powerful limbs on devotion, and Sadhu Sangha is very, very important. So, the association, that's why we are meeting at least once in a week, even though it is in an online platform, but at least by observing ourselves
Wheat,
in
yeah,
1.5 hours of Krishna Katha, we get inspiration to perform the Krishna Bhakti, right? So,
yeah.
therefore, this is an opportunity where at least when we are hearing the class, we are getting some realizations.
Hmm.
When we read, we will read and we will just quickly go through the pages. It may not strike us as much as we are properly hearing, right? Yeah,
Correct.
Krishna says we'll offer, okay, I'm offering, doing some offering, so what we will think, right? So that's why
Yeah.
Prabhupada has emphasized a lot with this Prashada Seva and even the Govindas, the higher taste. People don't come to temple, but people come to eat. Therefore,
Hmm.
this Govindas, the restaurant, the higher taste Prabhupada proposed. We have
At
Govindas
least you
all
have
over
the
the world. So
prasadam.
at least by eating prasadam, the seed of bhakti is
Sinful.
implanted in them. The seed of bhakti, at least once you have taken prasadam, some purification has started, some bija has started, right? So some one day or the other it will fructify. At least there should be a seed. Without seed, there's no question of fructifying. Therefore, we are doing the Sankirtana Yajna, distributing
Hmm.
prashadam, distributing books, and all those things is what? To help for the real welfare of people, to give them a chance of becoming Krishna conscious. So therefore, this is what the Sankirtan devotees are doing. Right now we have Janmashtami coming. Throughout the day
Yeah.
in all the ISKCON temple, Prashadam is offered. In Juhu, at least 4 to 5 lakh people come from morning till midnight, 12 o'clock. Throughout the day, Prashadam service is on. Every temple, even like in Salem ISKCON, they do it in some colleges. 1 lakh people come on the Janmashtami day. And throughout the day, Prashadam is distributed. So this is all, this why, we hold the functions and everything. Therefore, at least on that particular day, people come and they honor Prashadam and then they do, right? So
Yeah.
now Janmashtami is coming, not very far. So hardly like another 10 days ahead. So we have to prepare our consciousness to receive Krishna. We will talk a
Yeah.
little bit more on the next class about Janmashtami. How do we receive Janmashtami? How do we prepare our consciousness? Because we have some more time for that, but we can always prepare our mind and our consciousness. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Anybody
Krishna,
has
Hare
any
Mataji.
Krishna.
questions or any doubts or any realizations? All are fine?